Picture this. It's a quiet evening in a US kitchen. The dishwasher humming, pasta steaming, and your partner says, "We need to talk," right as you reach for the plates. Your chest tightens because you already know the conversation will miss each other by inches. The issue isn't love, it's different communication styles, and the way two caring people can use the same words and still feel unheard. You might be the person who wants clear answers before bedtime, and your partner needs time to think until morning. You might speak feelings out loud as they form, while they prefer to sort their thoughts in private and deliver a tidy summary later. Neither is wrong. They are simply different, shaped by families, regions, jobs, and the ways stress echoes through a body. If this is your reality, you're not broken as a couple. You are two translators who haven't found a shared dictionary yet. Research suggests partners do better when they honor pacing, channel and timing as much as word choice. That's the work, and it is learnable. Early on, here's a truth that rewrites arguments before they start. A style mismatch is not disrespect. Often it is protection. People who pause before they speak are trying to bring their best to the table, and people who talk as they think are trying to keep the connection alive. Moments like these are why shows like Whispered Hearts, English exist. We create a calm space where love can learn to hear itself. If you've ever felt like you're texting in one language and getting voicemail in another, you're not alone here. You are exactly where you should be. There is a simple first move that changes the temperature of any conversation. Name what's happening without blame. I process out loud, and you process in quiet. Can we make room for both? It signals respect, and it tells your nervous systems that the goal is partnership, not a win. Retention hook. Here's a quick test that many couples find clarifying. When conflict appears, do you chase the conversation, freeze in place, or step back for air? Have you noticed this in your own relationship? The test doesn't label you forever. It gives you a snapshot you can share. Chasers often fear distance. Steppers back often fear overwhelm. Freezers fear saying something they can't take back. If you describe these fears out loud, you shift the struggle from you versus me to us versus the pattern. But before we go further, there's a quieter lever that changes everything. The body talks first, and the mind translates later. If you try to solve while your pulse is sprinting, your words will carry the sprint. Therapists report that couples who respect physiology get more clarity with fewer words. That might mean a pause to sip water, a walk around the block, or a promise that this talk will resume in 10 minutes, not vanish. When your heart rate drops, language gets kinder. When language softens, listening sharpens. Retention hook. Try this on your next tough topic. Begin with 2 sentences on safety. I'm not attacking. I want us to understand each other. Then ask a small, specific question instead of a large, vague one. What would this look like for you tonight? Now let's get practical about style. Some of us are detail first. We feel safer when we list examples, timestamps, and quotes. Others are gist first. We need the headline, the why, and the desired feeling. If you're gist first with a detail first partner, you'll sound slippery to their ears. If you're detail first with a gist first partner, you'll sound exhausting to theirs. But there's something even quieter holding love together. It's channel choice, the medium you use when emotions are loud. Many US couples do better when they match the medium to the moment. Text is great for logistics and appreciation. Voice notes carry tone without eye contact pressure. Face-to-face is best for repair and decisions that shape the future. Adapting here is not surrender, it's fluency. You can say, "This feels big. Could we start on a walk so it feels less intense?" You can request a voice note if live talk spikes anxiety. You can put a time box around a hard topic so both of you stay humane. Curiosity spike. There's a move that protects connection even when words fail. It isn't apology. It isn't compromise. It's pacing. Pacing means you set the tempo that keeps both people inside their window of tolerance. If one of you speeds up to feel progress and the other slows down to feel safety, you can literally meet in the middle. Breathe together for 2 minutes. Speak in turns of 1 or 2 sentences. Leave room after each sentence so meaning can land. Retention hook. Try a kitchen timer on a tense topic. 90 seconds each. No interruptions. Switch. Repeat twice. What shifts when you know you'll get your turn back? There's also the matter of timing. After a long commute, when the sun hits the horizon and your brain is mush, it's not a great time to debate finances. After the morning coffee kicks in and the house is quiet, it might be perfect. Couples who set predictable, office hours for the heart spend less energy fighting surprise. You can anchor those hours in sensory rituals your body will trust. Light a candle at the table. Pour tea into the same 2 mugs. Place your phones in a bowl by the door and reclaim the living room as a conversation zone. Over time, your nervous systems read these signals as safe to speak. Before we shift, consider how styles show up during appreciation. Some people give love in short, steady pings. "Thanks for washing the car." Others go for cinematic. A long note in your lunch bag, a Saturday morning playlist with your name on it. Knowing this prevents hurt. If your partner's thank yous are brief, it doesn't mean they feel less. It means their style is minimalist and frequent. Retention hook. Test a gratitude exchange this week. 1 sentence each night, specific and concrete. What changes in the room after 3 days? When conflict does come, good couples don't avoid it. They repair faster. Repair is a sequence, not a sentence. Start with naming impact without dramatic flair. When I didn't hear back for hours, my mind built a story that I wasn't important. Then offer ownership. I didn't tell you I was spiraling. I could have asked for reassurance. Finally, make 1 small request. Next time, could you send a quick "stuck in meetings, more soon" text? Notice the scale of the request. Small requests build trust that the next request will also be human-sized. This is how communication mismatch solutions become lived habits. It is not theatrical. It is steady. Now, a scene to model healthy repair. Imagine a chilly winter evening, jacket still on, tension from earlier still in the air. You breathe and say, "I got loud because I felt cornered, not because you deserved it." Your partner replies, "I shut down because I felt hopeless, not because I didn't care." You both pause. Then you pick 1 small action, maybe a walk around the block, scarves pulled high, and you promise to revisit the topic after the walk. But there's a deeper layer that couples often miss. Definitions. You say soon and mean within the hour. Your partner hears soon and expects tomorrow morning. You say space and mean quiet on the same couch. They hear space and think separate rooms. Building a shared language means translating these micro words until they fit both mouths. One way to do this is to create a tiny glossary together. It's not formal. It lives on the fridge or a shared note on your phones. Check-in equals 10 minutes, 3 questions, no problem solving. Yellow light means emotions are rising and we need a 2-minute pause. Repair means we move from debate to care, even if nothing is solved yet. Retention hook. Pick one word you both use and define it tonight. Keep it short. How different does your week feel when that word stops wobbling? Some couples also create channel rituals that play to their strengths. If one of you is poetic and one is concise, write appreciation in the morning and make decisions in the evening. Use voice notes for nuance and text for lists. Put decisive topics on Saturday walks in the park. Keep the tender stuff for Sunday evenings when the house is warm and quiet. And remember the seasons of life. In spring, energy rises. You may be more open to trying new rhythms. In summer, light lasts longer. Porch talks feel easier. In autumn, schedules tighten. You need firmer boundaries around work and love. In winter, the world narrows. You'll rely more on touch, soup on the stove, and simple check-ins by the window while frost paints the glass. But there's a boundary many of us avoid and need. Limits around devices. If your phone is on the table, your attention is split. Even the quiet buzz hints that something else might matter more. Decide together when you are reachable and when you are not. Protect those times like you protect your front door. Research shows that couples who front-load compassion in their wording navigate sensitive topics with fewer flare-ups. I want to understand your point before I share mine. I'm not asking you to agree yet. I'm asking you to hear me. These are bridges. You can borrow them tonight. Retention hook. Try this phrase the next time you feel misunderstood. Can you say back what you heard me say in your words before I respond? Have you ever tried this loop and felt the pressure drop? Let's talk about stories we bring from our families. Maybe you grew up where speaking directly was considered rude, so you learned to hint and hope someone noticed. Maybe you grew up where direct talk was the only sign of respect, so subtlety sounds like silence. When you name these roots, you stop pathologizing your partner. You see a child who learned a method that worked somewhere else. This naming matters because it moves you from judgment to curiosity. You learned to stay quiet, to stay safe. I learned to stay loud, to stay heard. Both of those were intelligent strategies. In adult love, you get to choose new ones. You don't erase your past. You expand your menu. But there's a twist most couples miss in the heat of it all. Speed is not the same as progress. A quick apology without understanding is a shiny coin that buys nothing. A slow clarification can relieve a week of confusion. Pace yourselves like you would on a long hike. Stop for water. Look at the map. Check the sky. And when you do apologize, keep it clean. No but. No courtroom closing statements. I'm sorry I snapped. I was scared and I took it out on you. Then breathe. Then ask, is there something small that would help right now? Repair lives in the present. It does not demand that you rewrite the whole past. Midway through videos like this, people often wonder if they are too far gone. They ask if their style clash means they chose the wrong person. In this space, whispered hearts. English holds a different belief. Most couples are not wrong for each other. They are under-practiced at listening for what the other style is trying to protect, and they need a place that treats that practice with dignity. Retention hook. If you feel distant as you listen, pause and put your palm on your chest. Name one thing your partner's style is protecting. Post one line about it below, if you want. What might soften when you honor that protection? Now, let's make the abstract actionable in daily life. Start with check-ins that respect both styles. For the external processor, promise a small stage every day, a couch, a cup of tea, a steady gaze. For the internal processor, Promise a preview and a time. I want to hear your thoughts on the budget by tomorrow at 6. Would a voice note now help? Anchor your check-ins with 3 simple prompts. What felt good in us today? What felt off between us today? What would help tomorrow? That third question keeps your attention on forward motion. It keeps resentment from stockpiling in the corners of your home. But there's one more move that lasts. Create a shared metaphor for your relationship. Maybe you are co-pilots on a small plane, passing the controls when the clouds thicken. Maybe you are gardeners, charting where the soil is shaded and what needs more water. Metaphors compress instruction into memory. They give you a story to point at when words get slippery. If you enjoy visual aids, sketch a map of your conflict cycle together. Where does it begin? Who speeds up? Who slows down? What sentence always spikes the temperature? Put a small star on the moment where a pause would change the direction. That star is your new practice. Retention hook. Think of last week's toughest moment. Where would you place the star on that timeline? What micro-choice could you make earlier next time? A quick word on affection during hard talks. Americans often separate serious talk from touch, and that can make the room colder than it needs to be. Try sitting shoulder to shoulder on the same side of the table. Touch the back of a hand at the start and end of a session. This is not manipulation. It's a signal to your bodies that you are teammates. Also consider the terrain of your day. Some talks are better on a quiet porch as summer air slows the world. Some are better in a car on an autumn afternoon, eyes forward, leaves skimming the road, where you can speak into the shared horizon. Movement helps meaning move. Silence between sentences helps it settle. If resentment feels old and sticky, begin with a story that honors positive intent. I know you weren't trying to dismiss me. I think you were trying to hold our stress together. Then add a present tense request. Could we try summarizing each other before we respond? People rise to the level of trust you place in them, and on days when words truly fail, switch to a different language entirely. Write a 3-line note. Make a simple dinner and invite your partner into the kitchen to stir the sauce with you. Play their favorite song softly in the living room. Communication is not only spoken, it is also designed. But there's a final shift that makes everything stick. Decide what you are building, not just what you are avoiding. Are you building clarity? Are you building warmth? Are you building a home where hard truths can land and rest? If you name the target, your styles begin to move in that direction. Here is a practice challenge that many couples enjoy. Pick one topic that often tangles you. Set a 15-minute meeting with a gentle opening, a body, and a soft close. In the opening, affirm good intent and set a shared goal. In the body, take turns with the timer and summarize each other before replying. In the close, harvest one insight and one small action for the week. Retention hook. After you try the challenge, leave a note in the comments. What surprised you? What felt easier than expected? What felt tender and worth returning to? If you want a daily habit that builds muscle fast, do a 2-sentence morning ritual. One thing I appreciate about you today is, and one place I might need your help is. That second sentence normalizes interdependence. It makes asking for support a routine, not a crisis move. As you practice, be kind to the part of you that wants to be right. It learned that correctness equals safety. Be kind to the part of your partner that wants to keep the room calm. It learned that harmony equals survival. In love, you negotiate a third way. Not rightness or silence. Something gentler, with better results. Before we close, return to where we began. A kitchen, a hum, a small decision. You can learn to signal when you need detail and when you need gist. You can name when you prefer text, and when your heart needs a face. You can create rituals that make listening feel like coming home. What will make the biggest difference tonight is not a perfect sentence. It's your willingness to pause, to summarize, to ask a small question that moves the moment forward. What's your communication style, and what's your partner's? Tell us in the comments so others can learn the many ways love can speak. We're glad you spent this time with us. In the middle of your own life, with its deadlines and dishes and long to-do lists, you chose to sit with your heart for a while. That matters. And if, midway through, you felt the room get gentler, that is no accident. Whispered hearts. English is designed to be a steady porch light for your relationship. As you step back into your evening, keep one sentence on the tip of your tongue. We are not enemies. We are learners. If you can hold that even when voices rise, you will find your next shared word faster. You will build a language that belongs to both of you. I'll leave you with a final thought to carry into your week. Navigating love is not about erasing different communication styles. It's about honoring them, translating them, and letting them create a richer, kinder conversation than either of you could hold alone. If that vision feels right, take one small action today and watch how the tone of your home begins to change.